And I'm back. Hi, it's me. And you know what I can't do today? I've learned I can't be a hero. What has caused this? There's a Sharkboy and Lavagirl sequel out called We Can Be Heroes. It hurts my soul. It really hurts my soul. Sharkboy and Lavagirl was a great movie that colored my childhood. For instance, if you know the song Dream, 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 then you know Sharkboy and Lavagirl, my friend. You do. And you're an icon. Thank you. Now, you might be wondering, well, if it's a sequel to Sharkboy and Lavagirl, then it must be amazing, right? Because the first movie was so good. No. Lies. Because the first movie took place in a kid's imagination. The majority was on a planet that was so cool you could drool. So they called it Planet Drool. The second movie takes place on Earth. Already there are some major discrepancies there. So I have tried to fix the plot holes and inconsistencies between these two movies. And boy, it sure was interesting. So, let me walk you through my thought process. First off, Sharkboy was born on Earth, and then he was separated from his father. They were both like shark tamers, because of course they were. And then because he was separated from his father at sea after like a storm had passed, he was raised by the sharks in a cave. Yep. And Lavagirl, however, no one knows how she came to be. She was materialized through Max's imagination. Because of course she was. And then the rest of the movie consists of Max fighting with his childhood bully Linus and helping to defeat Mr. Electric, who is an electric villain played by George Lopez, with the help of Sharkboy and Lavagirl, and also Mr. Electric's daughter, Marissa, who's an ice princess in disguise, but not really in disguise. She just doesn't know it. And yep, that's the first movie. The second movie, there'll be spoilers, but that's okay. The second movie, they're on Earth, and then there's an alien invasion. During the alien invasion, all these kids' parents who just happen to be superheroes are abducted. And so the kids have to go and save their parents, obviously. But then, big plot twist, one of the kids has been an alien all along, and so has the president and the head of the hero organization. But, second plot twist, you find out like 15 minutes later that it's okay because they just wanted to help give a voice and power to the new generation of heroes. So yes, one of these plots is better than the other, and it's the first one. The first one is infinitely better than We Can Be Heroes. So, I hear you asking, Sam, how are you going to fix these major discrepancies between the first and second movie? Well, that's a good question. Now let us dive deep, friend. Originally, I considered that the second movie might just be very meta, and it might just be made or written by quote-unquote Max. because after all, he did imagine the first movie, and so it would allow this Sharkboy and Lavagirl characters to also be in the second movie. However, this falls apart rather quickly, as at the beginning of Sharkboy and Lavagirl, it is said that it is inspired by the dreams of Racer Max. Well, Racer Max is Robert, the director's son. So, he can't be Max, because then he'd be his own father, and that creates a time paradox. So we can't have that. That just doesn't work. And so, then we have to go deeper into the lore. And maybe, I thought, okay, so clearly this is not some meta thing. But what if this is just all taking place on planet Drool? Well, that doesn't work for a number of reasons. Number one, there are only 4 people on planet Drool. Sharkboy, Lavagirl, Marissa, and Mr. Electric. I guess you can also count Max, Linus, and maybe the giant floating robot head that I forget the name of. But, like, there are really only 4 people. So, that doesn't work. Just doesn't. Not to mention that they keep calling the planet Earth. And if you look at the costumes for the second movie, some of the children are wearing shirts from department stores such as Oshkosh and The Gap. Well, obviously they don't have a Gap or an Oshkosh on planet Drool. So that just doesn't work. But maybe Mr. Electric, played by George Lopez, was the king of the aliens all along. But that doesn't work because he's defeated at the end of the first movie, even though their tentacles do look rather similar to each other's. Then I thought, well, maybe there are more planets. But that doesn't make any sense either, because Max is only seen as being able to control planet Drool and the people there. So unless he makes more people on planet Drool and brings them to Earth, which I highly doubt he did, it doesn't make any sense. It's also unexplained how any of these people obtained their powers or where they came from in the second movie. They seem to just appear with their horrible, horrible names, such as Blinding Fast, Crashing Low, and Miracle Guy. Miracle Guy. Miracle Man was right there. That was an option. And they stuck with Miracle Guy. Not to mention that Sharkboy and Lavagirl are still Sharkboy and Lavagirl. They could have had the decency to change it for them when they turned into adults, you know, so that they could be like Shark Man and Lava Woman, or like Lava Lady, because alliteration is nice. That's just me being bitter because they're horrible at names, but alas. I do believe I have come up with something that solves the dilemma that the directors have faced me with. And that is that Max is God. Or at least the god of planet Drool. You see, the first movie, Sharkboy and Lavagirl, is about religion. And hear me out before you get all mad at me. But constantly through the first movie, people terrorize Max for everything he believes in, and how his dreams aren't real and they could never be real. But Max continues to believe with his one follower of Marissa. And then Max gets more and more powerful, and his creations come to life as he continues to defy the non-believers. And I think that makes a pretty decent religious metaphor here. So that would make Max God. And then if Max is God in the second movie, well, then he'd still be able to create the heroics, because they named them after an adjective. I'm very mad about that. Max is God. And because he's gotten more power through continuing with what he believes in and going against the others, he's now able to create things on Earth, obviously. However, that wasn't enough for him. Max is not seen or even mentioned in We Can Be Heroes, which is ridiculous. But then I thought of that one quote from Spy Kids 2. Do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created here on Earth? And personally, I think Max would hide. So hear me out. Max created an alien society with his godlike powers, and then mated with one of those said aliens, probably the one that ends up being Miss Granada in the second movie. Miss Granada is like the head of the agency that turns out to be an alien all along, or whatever. And afterwards, the child Oho is born, which would explain this half alien, half god creature. And that would explain her ability to see the future, when it appears that no other aliens can, and why she's able to rule over the alien society as a child, when no other society is run by children, because simply she is a demigod, and they are not. I thoroughly believe this theory I've made. Do I think the writers intended for this? No. Am I looking a little too far into it? Probably. But do I stand by this wholeheartedly? Yes. Peace out, my homies.